Alright, peace, beautiful souls. Welcome to another video brought to you by Celestial Alignments. And I will be your host today on this channel. Now, this is going to be a continuation of our series on the psychological effects of our childhood. On this video, what we are going to be doing is we're going to dive deeper into the cycles that take place around the time when we are 7 to 8, 7, 8, and roughly 9, around that time frame. Typically, it's 7, what I'm saying? And for those of you who haven't been following the series, this series is all about breaking down, the influences and the events that took place when we were children that now kind of reproduce or reflect their influences on the grander stage of life. You know what I'm saying? So that's essentially what we are talking about and what we are tapping into. Now, when it comes to Saturn, the reason why I isolated Saturn specifically and I decided to look at Saturn's cycle, it's due to what Saturn signifies and represents. Saturn is a planet that does signify long lasting change, not everlasting, long lasting change, you know what I'm saying? Saturn is the planet of time, the planet of trials and tribulations. Saturn like teaches, you know what I'm saying, and it instills lessons within us, lessons that are essential for the development of our character. And within this life, the primary mode, you know what I'm saying, there are two of learning, in a sense, is pleasure and pain. You know what I'm saying? We learn through pleasure, but we also learn through pain, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? We learn what is good by what is pleasurable, and we learn what to avoid by what is painful. And these are like um the two sides between two polarity between like Saturn and Venus. You know what I'm saying? Low key, it can even play out as Mars and the moon's energy. You know what I'm saying? Because dualities are within a couple of all the low key, all of the archetypes. You know what I'm saying? Like every planet has its own duality. But yeah, so it's really more so Saturn and Venus, because Venus is the planet of lack of resistance. You know what I'm saying? It's like ease, like when things kind of just calm, you know what I'm saying, when you have support, because Venus is the planet of society, social energies. So when you just have a group of friends that are willing to help and support you and make things easier for you, make things more pleasurable for you, you know what I'm saying? That's Venus. But then Saturn is that planet that kind of forces you to grow up faster. It forces you to learn about the nature of life, but through hardships and trials and tribulations. In the sense, in occultism and even within like scripture, you know what I'm saying? I am very much into scriptures and things like that, but I'm not a religious person. I'm just an astrologer. I'm an occultist really because I go beyond astrology. But I'm an occultist who's aware of his ninth house stellium, right? And the ninth house is the house of religious beliefs. It is the house of philosophy, of higher thinking, of logic. I mean, yeah, of higher logic, not just logic, because the third house is logic, you know what I'm saying? But the ninth house is anything that's about the broader picture, about existence, about why we're here, those bigger pictures that people ask. It's like we live in this world where people think those bigger questions that people ask can't be answered, but that's not true because certain people, when we incarnate into this life, just because of our energetic makeup, we have an ability to channel information from the higher planes. You know what I'm saying? So one of my qualifications for being an astrologer, 100%, is my moon Neptune trine, but also my Mercury Uranus trine, because Neptune, Uranus, and even Pluto conjuncts my Mars, which is another story for another time. That's the part of me that is like the beast, you know what I'm saying? The part of me that like someone can try and mess with me, and once they invoke me enough and they tap into my Mars, meaning they've angered me, then it's like simultaneously as I'm in my Mars energy, Pluto also activates, and then all of a sudden there's this over consuming energy that kind of comes into the room, like the first time I ever truly got angry, like after that I learned to control it, you know what I'm saying? But the first time I ever got angry, I felt like this being like over me, you know what I'm saying? It was like me, the little, it's kind of like, that those imageries where it's like there's the little cub and then like behind the cub, there's like the mother, like the father, the huge, you know what I'm saying? And that is like very much all right, Mars and Sagittarius. But the thing about Pluto is intensity, you know what I'm saying? Pluto also deals with the spiritual plane. It's like Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune. Neptune deals with the spiritual world in general, you know what I'm saying? Whereas Uranus deals with the information and the knowledge that is developed as a result of our existence and our experiences, in the sense that every single soul imprints their being onto what we call the astral plane, you know what I'm saying? And through Aquarius, because Uranus is associated with Aquarius, and Aquarius is the sign of knowledge. Aquarius was libraries, Aquarius was just databases in general, whether that be computer databases or databases in general, you know what I'm saying? I have um yeah, so I have that access because my Uranus is in Aquarius and it's trining my Mercury. And so one of the ways that this plays out, I also have my Mercury conjunct my Jupiter, which can play out as a know-it-all, you know what I'm saying? And I have that Virgo rising, which plays out as this energy of me wanting to advise people and sometimes feeling like my way is better than theirs. Because it's like the reason why a Virgo person can think like that, it's because Virgo is a very practical sign. Virgo is a step-by-step sign. So when Virgos, right, what we do is we analyze. And mind you, this is my ascendant, so this aren't energies I'm reacting to or acting on. It's just kind of me and who I am and how I come off. You know what I'm saying? I do come off rather analytical. Now, I wouldn't say judgmental. I am one of the most understanding peoples. But yeah, there's this energy of like you're doing it like this, but there's a better way you can do it. And now I have my sun square my ascendant, so I had to learn how to like harmoniously and positively help people with my advice. You know what I'm saying? Because the ascendant and the sun is a square. Your sun is what you express, is what you are wanting to take action. It's where you have put your willpower into act, you know what I'm saying, into motion type energy. But then the ascendant, it's kind of like you it's like can I say first person, second person, and third person? Because it's like your ascendant is you as an individual. It's not your sun which you're acting on, and it's not your moon which you're acting on, but it's just who you are as a person. It's how you conduct yourself in the arena of personal matters. You know what I'm saying? It's how it is that, like, honestly, that's all the ascendant or rising sign is. It's just like the personality. And because, all right, the ascendant is the personality, the moon is the mentality, and the sun is the individuality. Your sun is it's like your art, your avatar. It's what you're building and it's what you're creating. You know what I'm saying? You know that saying, I became that which wasn't in the world, but what I needed, you know what I'm saying? Like becoming what you needed to save yourself. Like that is very much an energy of the sun, you know what I'm saying? Because your sun is your character, your sun is what you're cultivating and also your sun is what you are interested in, what you are most focused on, what you think is of importance, you know what I'm saying? And in so many ways all right, so the you that's reacting and responding to your son, you know what I'm saying? Because what you think is important, like, all right, what you express through your son is dictated by your moon, you know what I'm saying? What you're reacting and responding to is going to dictate what you express out into the world. But then it's like when you go about expressing it, then it's going to express through that lens of your sun sign and your sun house. I hope that makes sense. But I need to go back. So I explained that the ascendant is the personality, the moon is the mentality, and then the sun is the individual. The sun in so many ways like your persona. It's like a mask you can put on, you know what I'm saying? You can shine false light into the world, you know what I'm saying? That's what the sun is. The sun can blind people, you know, it can create illusions regarding your character and your ego. That's what the sun is. There is a right way to utilize your sun sign or your solar plexus, and there is a wrong way to utilize it, you know what I'm saying? The wrong way is not knowing what it is, and so then not knowing exactly what your significance is in this world. And so then what happens is you create alter egos to get into things, you know what I'm saying, whether it be occupations or whatever, that are not for you. But so it's a slow death where it's like you're known because the sun is the light, so you're seen and you're known, but truly because it's the moon that wants connection, that wants yeah, you know, connection with others. The moon forever feels alone. Your moon sign, you know what I'm saying, forever feels alone, feels unnurtured. Anyways, I feel like it was important for me to break that down, although in this video I want to focus, you know what I'm saying? I just want to break down the personality now. So your personality is essentially the energy that's also encapsulated between your sun, your moon, and the sun and your moon. So it's like you're always acting on something or reacting on something. But it's like the ascendant wraps it all up together. So it's like I have my sun in Gemini, you know what I'm saying, in the ninth house. So with me having my sun in Gemini in the ninth house, what I react a lot to is the house, the ninth house, right? Which is the house that deals with broader things, philosophies, you know, me thinking like on like on a higher level of thinking like, yo, I'm here and I'm here on a mission, you know, I'm here to do certain things, you know what I'm saying? And taking that very serious, you know what I'm saying? Taking my connection with like the higher plane because although I'm very solo dolo, you know, and I have like one or two friends, and it's crazy because the friends I attract, they always tend to be Pisces, which makes sense because I have my seventh house in Pisces, but also because Pisces is the sign of the spirit world, you know what I'm saying? So even people I attract. Like they're already naturally spiritual. So even if they're not completely spiritual, they'll just have interest in that. Like I always get people to say like I'm not into that, but I want to, like I want to get into it, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so my moon in the ninth house, that's what I'm reacting to. I'm reacting to the broader picture. I don't care about the lower mind, you know. I don't completely care about to an extent, I do, but I don't completely care about just surviving and like making sure that I take care of my body. Like even though I do, you know, I eat pretty healthy. Like, um, it's so sad to me. You know, let me pull this. Let me take because this is like right there. So it's so sad to me that this $20 bottle of organic raw honey, people wouldn't buy this just because it's 20. And I understand, I get it. But at the same time, I don't because what you guys fail to realize is abundance, energy. And what you also fail to realize is the abundance within nature. When you look into nature, there's hardly a light. There's hardly a skinny fucking deer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Nature provides abundantly. You know, there's a verse, you know, in the Bible where it says God provides for like the beasts of the land, provides for the flowers, he provides for the insects. Like the spider doesn't worry about if it's gonna eat, you know what I'm saying? It kind of just spins its web and it sits and it waits for a fly to come. The spider knows, but then it's like when it comes to mankind, we have been instilled within our mind so many mental illnesses, so many limiting beliefs. Because the thing about your brain, not brain, because that's hardware. The software is the mind. The thing about your mind is it is it's like a computer program. It literally technically is a computer program. And it's like the things you instill within your mind are what then you go on to experiencing. You know what I'm saying? And from a young age, most of us have been indoctrinated, whether it be through the school system. Because the thing about the schools, hold on, give me a sec. Hold on. Because the thing about the school system, it's connected to like the government, and the government is religion, and they use I mean, government is connected to religion. And they use religion to brainwash us. I'll be back. All right, you can come out. All right, let's see how loud. All right, peace, beautiful souls. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's doing wonderfully, and I hope everyone's doing prosperously. My name is Soleil, and welcome to another video brought to you by Celestial Alignments. Actually, this is just the continuation, but my mind was on some other things. My mind was on working on the intro, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're back. We're back from yesterday. Okay, let's do it. So the last thought I left off on essentially was I was elaborating on and explaining the fact that we are mentally brainwashed, you know what I'm saying, to incline towards destructive habits and attitudes. And it's important to understand that it's the influence of these toxic individuals, you know what I'm saying, that seek to essentially oppress us so they can enslave us, because it all ties back to building their world on our backs. Or in other terms, you know what I'm saying, these individuals get to live freely like everything else in this plane of existence. You have to understand this. You human beings are being played, you know what I'm saying? It's like a man-made construct, a man-made system that no one's even happy like about. No one likes this. No one likes it, you know what I'm saying? And it's important that we start to point out exactly what it is that we don't like and how it is, because before you can truly solve a problem, you have to understand what the problem is, what the root of the problem is, you know. And if it's a who, then who's causing the issue, which in this case, you know, it is a group of probably some old Yoda looking individuals, never felt or experienced true joy and happiness, very bitter individuals, you know what I'm saying? And they feel like in order for them to be in power or whatever it is that they seek and desire, they have to oppress someone else. It's kind of like this energy of when you yourself are truly a wicked, disgusting person and you can't even stand your reflection in the mirror, you know what I'm saying? It's like in order for you to get rid of that disgusting feeling of yours, you have to like make a circumstance in a situation where you put yourself above someone else, but it's like you oppress them. And from that perspective of ha 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 ha, I have all this knowledge, because that's really what it is. They're like gatekeeping all this wisdom and information and knowledge, because you got to understand the thing about knowledge is you do not better because you know not better, you know what I'm saying? It's like once you know about health and about the body and how it works, rarely are you probably gonna get sick, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna start to take better care of yourself, you know what I'm saying? Like, whew, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have like diets like this, you know what I'm saying? And look at the seas, like, isn't that beautiful? You know what I'm saying? You're gonna start eating things like this, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is a... because the words aren't coming to me right now. This is an anti-sick. It's like an immune booster, you know what I'm saying? It'll boost your immune up, you know what I'm saying? And this is organic raw honey, so it tastes so yummy. That rhyme. On top of that, you know, you gotta have, like, honestly, like, things that come from the earth. And understand this. Sometimes, even though I shouldn't, because this is poison, and it's just bad, understand this. Let me grab this too. Sometimes I'll eat one of these. I'm not gonna cap. I don't have nothing to hide. Sometimes I will. You know what I'm saying? So we all fall short, but you shouldn't fall this short. Like, this is just, it's very toxic and negative. But the cool thing about the human body, but just the human being in general, is we are very, very, very adaptive. It's crazy how much it takes to kill a human being, because we're resilient and we adapt. And it's the same thing with the body. So, but it's like your body can only take so much stress. That's why people can eat all this trash for a long period of time. But it's like it's only so long till the pipes, you know, submit to the pressure, I guess, and burst. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, you gotta have this. This is, I would recommend, like, this is good, you know, if you're going to the store to get juice. Like, you know what I'm saying, like, this is 100%, anyways, yeah, so health, you know what I'm saying? I guess it's pretty much what I'm talking about. But like I say, my way of getting to health versus everybody else's way of getting to health is not the same, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I don't get about you teachers who center yourself around the manner of health. You know what I'm saying? Now, the reason why I'm even centered in health and everything like that, although I primarily, here, let me rip this out real quick, that looks ruined. But anyways, the primary reason why I focus around health and I talk about health and everything like that, one, I had a crisis, right, where I got shot in my chest, which we'll be talking about in a future series or video regarding the psychological effects of our childhood. Because what I'm doing is I'm dissecting everything that happened to me, and I'm explaining how those things impacted me to being a certain way. And then I also go into how there were a couple of negative patterns, you know what I'm saying, that came about as a result of traumatic experiences I had that played, that continue to play on a larger stage, you know what I'm saying, so I grow up. And now, because I'm freer, I have somewhat more responsibilities, but there's still these energies, which is essentially, you can kind of think like a program, you know, that's running, because you know how I said earlier, the mind, the way it works with thoughts and emotions and all that good stuff, it's technically like a computer, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, you have different programs running. So what I did was I saw just how the programs that were within my mind got crafted, of course, by studying and focusing on my birth chart, you know what I'm saying? So all that, or yeah, is my birth chart, the Gemini. And this is the day when I first came to America. You gotta understand, I'm not from America, you know what I'm saying? I'm from Africa. It's all symbolic, you know what I'm saying? Because even my mind, the way I think, is very foreign, you know what I'm saying, to this world in general. And I have a ninth house. I don't know. Yeah, you can't really see this. So I'll also pull it up in the. You see the nines? No, you can't. There's a lot. You know what I'm saying. And this is like low-key a different language. You know what I'm saying. Like when you understand English, because these right. These is my notes. This is what I'm gonna use. So for me, I can read this, and this is all telling a crazy ass, deep ass story. You know what I'm saying. So that's why I even teach astrology, and I have an astrology course, you know what I'm saying, that I would recommend you getting, because it'll instill the fundamental understanding of astrology, so you have a better understanding of the signs and the planets, but from an archetypical perspective, from a perspective where it's easier to understand because you have many different associations with the planets, you know what I'm saying, and with the signs. It's a real deep thing that I'm not going to get into right now, but that's why I would recommend getting into that, you know, and my course is a good place to start. It's very beginner friendly, you know what I'm saying, that course, but I have other courses too. But anyways, I have that Virgo rising, you know what I'm saying, that's the initial point why I brought it up. But then I have a 9th house in stellium, but then I have my sun in the 10th house. It's not, it's not time for me to talk about me though. We'll talk about me in a minute, you know what I'm saying, from that lens. But yeah, so my rising sign, my ascendant is in Virgo. With my ascendant sign being in Virgo, Virgo is the sign of health. It's simultaneously the sign of illness as well. See, the thing about Virgo is one of the signs of responsibilities, you know what I'm saying. Virgo acquires, or acquires responsibility through labor. See, Virgo is the sign of working for others, essentially, you know what I'm saying. So Gemini, Taurus, what the heck, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and then Cancer, you know what I'm saying. These 4 signs, the first 4 signs of the zodiac, and you'll learn this in the course too, but I'll get deeper into it, you know what I'm saying. These are the first signs of the zodiac. With these signs, it's this energy that's very new, very raw. We are childlike. I'm a Gemini. I have a Gemini stellium. So I have a very childlike and youthful energy, but at the same time, because I have that 10th house energy and I have a 9th house stellium, the 9th and the 10th house are later houses, you know. So these houses are more older. Like the things they deal with, you know what I'm saying. Like Saturn, well, I brought up Saturn. I meant to bring up Capricorn. Capricorn rules the 10th house, you know what I'm saying. And Capricorn is actually ruled by Saturn. So Capricorn rules the 10th house. So even though I'm a Gemini, but because I have Gemini in the 10th house, my sun which is the energy that vitalizes things. It brings focus and attention and vigorness and vitality, of course. So it's important, it's vital that you know where your sun is, because if you don't know where your sun placement is, regardless, you're still going to be playing it out, but it's just a weaker version of it because you don't know what you're doing. But once you do know what you're doing and why you're doing it, you become a force of nature. I promise you. I promise you. But yeah, because I have that 10th house in the sun, I'm kind of a person, even though a Gemini, very lighthearted, and I'm supposed to be spread out. Because Gemini is like spread thought, like spread out in thought, you know what I'm saying? And not organized, not put together. So this is what I decipher. Because the thing about astrology is if you don't have the right astrologer working for you to decode your birth chart, then that astrologer can do more damage than good. A lot of astrologers don't go beyond astrology like I do. You know what I'm saying? I've integrated astrology with alchemy, mental alchemy. I understand why and how the concept I am that I think and I think that I am does not become like irrelevant or invalidated when astrology comes into play. But in reality, they synchronize and they connect with each other. So from my perspective, it's not me revealing to you your birth chart and telling you, oh, you're screwed because you have this placement or you have that placement. But more so, I teach you what the birth chart is, where it's coming from. Then I teach you how to alter and change it. Because once you know and you understand exactly what it is, beyond just the stars. Because what I teach you that this all of this is merely a reflection of something deeper, something greater. And when you learn and you know what that something deeper and something greater is, that this, right, astrology is reflecting, then you start to be in this space, which I talk about all the time, ruling the stars, ruling your stars, you know what I'm saying? Ruling the stars. Yeah. So that's where I like, and that's where that's where I need to bring those who come to me, who are attracted to my work. And I am actually picky about who I work with, because what I understand and what I know is that what I bring to the table in regards to knowledge and wisdom, and the fact that because I'm a Virgo rising, I can make it very practical and very technical, give you a step-by-step, reality-orientated game plan, I guess we can say, on, alright, so this and this and this is what you need to do, and this is how you do it. Whoa, what was that just saying? This and this and this, and that's how you need to do it, like just what I bring to the table and everything like that in regards to astrology. It's a real deep thing, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, so essentially, what I bring to the table, it's beyond just, oh, these are your placements and that's why you're dysfunctional, or this, the third, the fourth. But I actually formulate a plan of execution for you to resolve, whether it be a retrograde, you know what I'm saying? Retrogrades are a lot easier for you to resolve. Like if you have retrograde planets in your birth chart, which I will teach you how to do, you know what I'm saying? It's easier to reverse that retrograde energy and allow it to express more harmoniously than it is to harmonize a negative aspect, like a square or an opposition. A square is harder than an opposition, you know what I'm saying? But the thing is, when you see these things in your chart, they only represent chaos and harmony. And the thing is, that which is chaotic has potential to become harmonized. And simultaneously, that which is already in harmony can be shooken up and brought to chaos. You know what I'm saying? So, alright. So, pretty much this in of itself is a lot, you know what I'm saying? I can gain so much info. I did gain, my bad, because it's been like weeks now that I've been doing this, you know what I'm saying, and preparing the materials for this series, you know what I'm saying? So